Did you know one small tax mistake can cost you thousands? Most people think taxes are simple. You pay what your accountant tells you and move on. But small errors can quietly turn into big penalties and long-term stress. Many of these mistakes happen without bad intentions, just from rushing or not double-checking. In this video, we shall explore 5 tax mistakes that drain your money and how you can avoid them with simple, smart habits. By the end, you will know exactly what to watch for so your hard-earned money stays where it belongs. So let's begin. 1. Paying taxes too late. Most people think paying on the due date is good enough. They believe that as long as they send the money on time, everything will be fine. But in reality, paying at the last minute often creates problems you cannot see right away. Banks do not always process payments instantly. A payment sent in the evening can take 1 or 2 days to reach the tax office. On paper, that delay looks like a late payment, even if you try to do the right thing. Once your payment is marked late, penalties start. Interest begins to grow quietly in the background. At first, the amount looks small, a few extra charges, a minor fee, but over time, those small numbers add up. What started as a simple delay can turn into hundreds or even thousands lost for no real reason. You did not waste money on something you enjoyed. You lost it to timing. There's also the emotional cost. When you wait until the last moment, you feel pressure. You rush through the process. You check your phone again and again, hoping the payment went through. That stress makes mistakes more likely. You might type the wrong amount. You might forget the final step. You might miss a confirmation screen. Stress turns simple tasks into risky ones. Paying early changes the entire experience. Instead of panic, you feel calm. Instead of guessing, you feel confident. You give yourself time to fix problems if something goes wrong. A missed digit becomes a small fix instead of a big disaster. Over time, this habit builds trust in yourself. You stop feeling chased by deadlines and start feeling in control of your money. People who pay early often notice something else too. This habit spreads. They start paying other bills early. They start saving on time. They stop avoiding money tasks. One small shift in behavior creates discipline across their whole financial life. And discipline is what protects wealth more than any trick or shortcut. 2. Sending money to the wrong place. This mistake happens to more people than anyone admits. You are busy. You reuse old payment details. You trust saved information in your banking app. You assume everything is still correct. Then one day, your money goes to the wrong account. At first, it feels like a minor issue. You think the system will fix it. You believe the money will simply move to the right place on its own. But that is not how it works. Fixing payment errors takes time. You must submit forms. You must contact support. You must wait for reviews. While all this happens, the tax office still sees your bill as unpaid. This creates a painful situation. Your money is gone from your account, yet your tax balance still shows unpaid. Penalties can grow during this waiting period. Interest can add up. You did everything you thought was right, but the system does not care about intention. It only cares about records. The stress this creates is heavy. Instead of focusing on your work, your family, or your goals, you spend time fixing a problem that never had to exist. You feel frustrated. You feel tired. Money stops feeling like a tool and starts feeling like a problem. A simple habit can prevent all of this. Always match payment details with the latest notice. Never rely only on saved information. Take 10 extra seconds before you click send. Those few seconds protect months of peace. Over time, this habit also makes you more careful in other areas of life. You start checking contracts. You review subscriptions. You stop rushing important decisions. Carefulness becomes your strength. 3. Ignoring tax notices and messages. Avoidance is one of the most expensive habits in personal finance. It feels safe at the moment. It feels like relief. But it quietly increases risk. When you ignore a message, your brain does not forget it. It stores the worry. That worry shows up when you try to sleep, when you try to relax, when you try to focus. You carry stress even when you pretend you are not thinking about it. People who face issues early describe a different life experience. They deal with problems when they are small. They fix things quickly. They move on faster. Their mental space stays clear. This habit also builds courage. You learn that most money problems are not as scary as they seem. Once you face a few and survive, your confidence grows. Money stops feeling like a monster and starts feeling like a system you can manage. The goal is not to love taxes. The goal is to stop fearing them. And fear disappears when you replace avoidance with action. 4. Not matching payments with records. Many people believe that once they pay their taxes, everything is finished. They assume the system will take care of the rest. They never check if the amount they paid matches the amount recorded. They never confirm if their forms match their payments. This gap creates silent problems that often stay hidden for months. Sometimes a mismatch comes from system delays. Sometimes from data entry errors. Sometimes from changes no one noticed. Whatever the reason, mismatches almost always show up later. And when they do, they bring penalties with them. The worst part is timing. These problems often appear months later, when you least expect them. You feel safe. You feel done. Then suddenly, you receive a notice saying you owe money again. Not because you failed, but because records did not line up. This moment feels unfair. You feel frustrated because you already paid. You feel tired because now you must prove it. And proving it takes time. It takes patience. It takes paperwork. You waste hours fixing something that should never have become a problem. Checking regularly protects you. It keeps small errors from growing into big stress. It builds trust in your financial system. And when you trust your system, money becomes easier to manage and less stressful to think about. Many people only realize the value of checking records after something goes wrong. By then, the cost is already there in time, stress, and sometimes money. When you review your records often, you protect your future self from long explanations and repeated follow-ups. It also makes you feel more confident during any conversation about your finances because you know your facts. People who track their records also make smarter plans. They see patterns in their spending and payments. They understand their cash flow better. This turns taxes from a burden into a tool for better decisions. 5. Never reviewing your tax summary. Many people never look at their tax summary. They assume everything is correct because no one contacted them. Silence feels like safety, but silence does not mean accuracy. Your tax summary shows your real position. It tells you what you owe. It tells you what you paid. It shows if anything is missing. Without checking it, you walk blind through your financial life. People who review their summary feel more in control. They are not guessing. They are not waiting for surprises. They know exactly where they stand, and that knowledge gives them confidence. This habit also changes how you feel about taxes. They stop feeling scary. They stop feeling confused. They become just another routine, like checking your bank balance. And routines are easier than emergencies. Over time, this habit helps you plan better. You prepare for future payments. You avoid sudden shocks. You replace uncertainty with stability, and stability creates peace of mind. Skipping your tax summary also means missing chances to plan better. You might not notice trends that could help you save next year. When you review it regularly, you start spotting patterns that guide smarter choices. Over time, this habit turns you from someone who reacts to taxes into someone who leads their financial decisions with clarity. The more familiar you become with your tax position, the less power it has over your emotions. Knowledge replaces fear. Control replaces stress. And that shift changes how you handle every part of your financial life. So here's what really matters. Paying on the deadline is not always enough if the system receives your money late. Sending funds to the wrong account can cost you time and penalties even when you paid. Ignoring notices removes your chance to fix problems early. Skipping payment checks lets small gaps turn into big fees. And never reviewing your tax summary keeps you blind until trouble arrives. When you build simple habits around these 5 areas, you protect your money before mistakes turn expensive. There you have it. 5 tax mistakes that can quietly cost you thousands, and the simple habits that help you avoid them. Taxes do not need to feel scary, but they do need attention and a few smart routines that keep you in control. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow and reach more people who want to manage their money better. Share it with someone who might need these tips, and stay connected with us for more simple advice that makes money feel easier to handle.